Hey y'all, this your girl Linda Janine. I'm back for another review of Put a Ring on It. This is season 4, episode 3. And let's go ahead and jump into it, y'all. I got my notes. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and comment, please. Help your girl out. Okay, so we left off with Dunbar crying, of course, which y'all saw on the last review that I did. He was like, I never told anyone this. And Dr. Peach is like, this fear will be the death of you. Like, what are you going to do? You know, what's going on? Tell me what's up. So he was like, I struggle with anger, depression, anxiety, and he's scared that Chance will leave him. His stepfather was abusive to his mom and never taught him to love, but taught him to fight. So he has some deep-rooted issues going on that need to be addressed. And I'm glad that Dr. Peach set him off to the side so that they could have that conversation. But as we go to the end of the episode, we realize that it didn't really do much. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so Dr. Sheila was like, you know, you have to accept this first. You have to accept what's going on with you first and stop tormenting yourself on the issue. So he was like, I was pretty much just an angry football player. And he would take it home and yell and curse at his woman. So he says, I don't know how to tell Chance I need help. The last woman he was with left him. And Dr. Peach, Dr. Sheila was like, maybe it'll bring y'all closer if y'all go ahead and address these things. And if you tell Chance what you're dealing with and what's really going on inside of you. So Dr. Sheila was like, how are you going to share this with Chance? He was like, I feel like she'll support me. I feel like she'll be there for me. I feel like she'll be loving and be caring and understand and be sympathetic of what I'm going through in my life as far as my depression and my anger goes. And Dr. Sheila was like, and what if she's not? What if she's not going to be okay with that? And he was like, well, then I know that she's not the one for me. I love Dr. Sheila. Y'all, she keeps it too real, give it to these niggas too straight. And that's exactly why we're going to come to the conclusion that we're going to come to at the end. Let me stop moving fast because we're still at the beginning of the episode. So anyway, we meet back at the daily sessions that they have at the Airbnb, therapy office / home, wherever they be filming it, where all the couples come together. So Joya, Joy and Joshua walks in, Kat and Ricky walks in. And Dr. Sheila's looking around like, okay, we're going to wait a few more minutes because Dunbar and Chance has not arrived yet. So Dr. Sheila's like, okay, we're going to wait a few more minutes and see. So they sit and they wait around. And then they never come. So Dr. Sheila's like, okay, we're going to go ahead and move on without them. And I'll do a checkup later on. So they start off with Ricky's date with Sheila. He was like, yeah, it was a good date. I'm very attractive to her. And then Kat starts going in on the girl's dress. Like, girl, talking about how her dress was so short, pretty much acting like the dress was inappropriate. She obviously felt threatened by the dress because this is the second time that she brought up this lady's attire. Why is it bothering you so much? It's because you don't know how to dress, Kat. Okay? You're showing your insecurities, sis. Anyway, he was continuing to just be like, you know, it was relaxed. It was cool. You know, Dr. Sheila said, where did y'all go? He told her, you know, the Caribbean restaurant. And she was just a cool vibe. He brought up how he told Sheila about his co-parenting situation and how she was more understanding about the situation than Kat has ever been. Kat gets in her confessional and reveals to us that it wasn't just him going over his ex-wife / baby mama's house and falling asleep on the couch while she was in the entertainment industry. We find out that she was doing hosting at clubs, and that's why he would end up spending the night over there and staying with her or staying with the child overnight at her house. So she was like, it was more than that. Like, they would be on the phone. They'll be talking on the phone for hours. They would go out. He would take her out to dinner. Like, no. I'm sorry. No. For me, yes, I want you to have a good relationship with your baby's mom, your mother's, the mother of your children. I want you to have a great relationship with her. But it kind of is like crossing some boundaries for me personally if you're taking her out on dates. And my thing is, Kat didn't go in on how many times, things like that. But it seems like to me, the way Kat was describing it, like it's just too much, it's too much going on that she doesn't like, that's inappropriate. And I think I agree with her. If she feels like he's crossing those boundaries, sis, you need to go ahead and let him go. What are you holding on for if you already pretty much settling for whatever at this point? So Dr. Peach asks Kat, like, so, how did you feel, or what did y'all talk about when he got home? How was he acting? She was like, he was acting like he was very excited, more excited than I've ever seen him be before. He seemed like he really was enjoying the process. He's loving it. So Dr. Peach was like, well, I'm glad that it brought y'all closer. I guess. I guess it did. To me, it really didn't. How did she get that? It brought them closer. But whatever. So she was like, are you going to have a second date with Sheila? Yes or no? He was like, you know what? I'm going to say no because I don't want Kat to think that it's more than what it is. So Dr. Sheila was like, okay, hold on, because you're totally forgetting the whole reason that we're doing this. You can't say you're afraid to, scare her or make her feel some type of way when y'all have clearly signed up for this TV show where you're going to be doing this all the time. So you're just going to keep on saying no because you're worried about what Kat's going to say. Y'all might as well go ahead and self-eliminate right now. But anyway, so Dr. Peach was just like, so let me ask you again. Would you go on a second date with her? He was like, if I was single, yeah. I was like, oh, Lord Jesus. Okay, you would. So yeah, you would. That's a yes. So he was basically in his confessional like, I don't want to give Kat any more reasons to feel insecure. So I guess he, I don't know, felt bad about him saying yes. But even though he really did want to say yes anyway. And Dr. Peach called that shit out, okay? And I knew he wanted to go out on a second date with her too. So then we get to Joshua and his date with Miss Celine Betty. So he was, she was like, how did it go? He was like, it was great, She was, of course, aesthetically pleasing, which we all saw that, honey, okay? She was attractive. He was like, you really did your due diligence. Like, you did your thing with picking her. I was like, okay, calm down. So Dr. Peach ends up asking Joya, like, how did you feel when this woman walked into your house? She was like, I just saw his face light up, and it was kind of, she felt some type of way because she was younger and, she was an attractive woman. Like, of course she'll feel some type of way about her man going out with a woman that might possibly look better than herself. No offense. Just saying. Joya is beautiful. Joya is beautiful. But Joya don't have no booty back there. That's all these men. They want that booty back there, okay? I don't have no booty back here, so I can relate to Joya and why she felt some type of way, okay? He was basically like, we connected with the, chakra and the meditation, talking about all of that. She's not focused on having any children, which of course Joya is in a rush, like we said. So he was like, he was feeling her. It was great. It was a vibe. Blah, 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 blah. He was saying all this great stuff. And then at the end, she was like, okay, would you go on a second date? He was like, no, because our energies just didn't match. I was just like, what? You just said you loved how she was into meditation, how she could into chakra, whatever that stuff is, how y'all was vibing and she was pleasingly, plump and, aesthetically pleasing to the eye. And he was just like, nah, because we just didn't have energy. I feel like he had the same mind frame that Ricky had. He didn't want her to feel insecure. He didn't want her to feel some type of way. So he said no to her, but we all know he would have went on that second date, okay? He also said that his date with Celine reminded him of all the things that he loved about Joya. So, hey, maybe. So Dr. Peach was like, so Joya, how do you feel? She was like, I feel relieved. She was happy that he said no to that second date. And he knew that she was going to be happy about it. So, child, they probably had already talked about it before they even got there. Like, no, nigga, you ain't going on the second date. You know that, right? You might as well go and tell her no right now. You can call her right now if you want to, but you're not going on the second date. I'm just saying. So then Dr. Peach brings up the dates with the exes. And so they're all looking like, oh my God, what? And Joy was like, I don't know if I feel comfortable with this. So they end up saying that Joya and Josh's dates did not feel comfortable coming on the show and being a part of the process. So they will be doing a one-on-one with Dr. Peach. And then Ricky and Kat's exes are still going to come into the picture because I guess they were willing to be a part of the process. So I'm just kind of like, okay. And I think Dr. Peach was also like, why did your, exes not want to come? Later on in the show, she says that. But so they pan to Ricky and Kat getting prepared for his baby mother / ex-wife to come over, and they're talking about boundaries before she even gets there, and talking about what boundaries need to be set, etc. And Kat was just kind of like, I feel like I shouldn't have to tell him what the boundaries are. I feel like he should just know what the boundaries are. And I feel her on that. I'm sorry, like, if you wouldn't want me to do it, then why would you be able to do it? Why would you think I would be okay? It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. Fuck them. But it's a no for me. Like, if you didn't want me to hang out with my ex and be spending out at his house having long night conversations, taking me out on dates and stuff, you would feel some type of way. Okay? I look like that guy on TikTok. You sure about that? You sure about that? Let me stop. Okay. So Ricky's ex Kelsey comes troll. They go on the date. I think they have like a little conversation as well before she comes in and sits down for like 5 minutes and they talk a little bit. And then they end up going out on the date. He opens her door. She was even like, oh, you opening up doors now. Okay. You're doing it for the show and you ain't fooling me. Okay. So then we pan back to Dr. Peach. She's in her car. She's calling Chance and Dunbar on the phone. They're sending her straight to voicemail, honey. And so she leave a voicemail like, hey, y'all, like, what's going on? We didn't see y'all in the group session. Like, what's really good here? Keep it real. Y'all on some bullshit right now. We all know it. So from there, they pan back to Chance and Dunbar in their little confessional. Chance is just she's just so cheesy, right? So, they was like, they just took some time off to regroup. That's why they weren't at the session. They just felt like, dating other people. They said that like 5 times on this dang episode. Dating other people, that was just a lot on them. So they just wanted to take some time to connect and just regroup. So then they go back to the date with Chelsea, which is Ricky's baby's mother / ex-wife. So he's explaining to her that it's frustrating that Chance doesn't understand their relationship. Chelsea feels like Kat is threatened by their relationships and doesn't understand us, she said. Doesn't understand them. So I guess they're really close. They get along very well. And they have a very strong bond. But yeah, I guess I don't understand them either. So whatever. So Chelsea then goes to say she kind of understands where she's coming from. The sleeping over the house has stopped completely. So she really doesn't understand what else that she wants from the situation. What else does she want for them to do? Because the sleeping over has stopped. How about y'all stop having, I don't know, how many hours on the phone y'all talking every day? Or every night? Or dates? I don't know. I've never been in a situation before. I've never dated a man with a child. So I really can't I really don't know how I would feel. So I'm not trying to be judgy. I'm not trying to say anything, disrespectful or to offend anybody that does have kids or, is in this type of situation. But I just don't know if I would be okay with my man sleeping over somebody's house and it being on the phone with this woman for hours and hours and hours and hours. No telling how often, how many times a week, no telling how many times a week he was going over her house to um, spend the night. No telling how many times he went on dates. Like, it just sounds weird to me. I'm sorry. I feel like it should go any further than this is what's going on with the kids. You good? You need something? I pay my child support or whatever. We got our situation worked out. All right, good to see you. Goodbye. Parent, teacher, meetings, things of that nature, but that's about it. That's about it for me. Okay. So Chelsea's like, I want her to be more vocal about what she wants. She's like, maybe if she was a little more vocal, we would be able to understand better. So Chelsea, Kat, are you not being vocal? But to me, from us watching the show, she has said that she wants y'all to set some boundaries. So maybe Kelsey's feeling like, what boundaries exactly? Like, what is a no for you? Like, what is absolutely, out of the question for you? Maybe that's what she means, being more specific about what she wants them to do or what type of relationship she wants them to have. So maybe Kat is not communicating that well, explaining what she wants from the situation, and how she wants things handled moving forward. So she might have to go ahead and do that. So Ricky goes on to say she's been through a lot of pain. She's been through a lot of trauma with her exes. And I was just like, okay. Chelsea suggested they all go out together, all three of them on a date to discuss, boundaries and what Kat is expecting and just to talk it out. And I'm like, that's probably something that y'all should have done a long time ago. But okay, okay. Child. Y'all know they be doing shit for the show. So anyway, we go back to J&J. And they're talking about being relieved about not having to be with their exes. And Dr. Sheila pulls up. Skirt. The first thing she says is, I want to talk about your exes and how it is co-parenting with them. So Joya was like, my daughter stays with me. We haven't seen her yet, but she stays with her most of the time. And Josh is like, his wife is married, she has a husband now, and they're co-parenting from a distance, but he is in her life, he comes and visits, etc. So we really don't know exactly how that situation is. So she's like, Joya, why do you want kids right now? Like, why are you rushing it? Joya was like, she wants kids because she's always wanted more than one kid. That's pretty much all she said. Like, I've always wanted more than one kid. I feel like kids are something that I really want. It wasn't really anything like significant. It's just like she feels like she's getting older and she wants some more kids. So then Dr. Sheila ends up telling Joya to go off to the side. We're going to have a conversation with Joshua. So they have a one-on-one. So why did you and your wife divorce? He said his mind wasn't in the right place. And they both just agreed that, it just wasn't going to work out. So Dr. Peach was like, how does someone else raising your children, Lord, make you feel? Which I'm assuming they're talking about his ex-fiance's or ex-wife's current husband. He said, he's worried about the little things and he has a fear that it will happen again. Fear of Joya being another baby mom to him. So maybe that's why he's not in such a rush to have kids, because he has some past trauma with, dealing with his ex and how they had a kid together and they're not together. And it wasn't a successful marriage. So maybe that's where that fear is coming from. And he explains that he feels pressure from Joya to have a baby, and he doesn't really like that he's feeling that pressure. And I'm just like, Joya, honey, if you're in a rush to have kids And this man is not, you either can do two things. One, let that go. Two, wait for him. Which one you want to do, baby? You can't rush him. And you don't want to have any type of resentment towards you because you rushed him into something that he didn't want to do. So it's best that you just, if you're not going to leave him, then just shut the fuck up. Okay? So we go back to Ricky and Kat. Now it's time for Kat to go on her date with her ex, which is her husband, or fiance, I'm sorry. So he pulls up. They met at the job together. I guess they worked in the same facility. Corey walks up and Kat was just like, hey, like, you know, just like she's seen an old friend from back in the day. She's really excited to see him. She said she thought it was funny that he was there. They basically did not get married because they just feel like it wasn't going to work. He says she's hard-headed. Ricky agrees. And Ricky was like, but we're both working on our, you know, issues that we have with one another and within ourselves. So it's just a growing process, you know. That's what he said. Like, okay. Corey and Kat go out on their date. And so Corey was like, so are y'all engaged or y'all married? What? She was like, no, we're in the process of, you know, working towards being engaged. I'm just like, okay, girl, yeah. So y'all are just together, y'all boyfriend, girlfriend. Y'all are dating each other. Corey has some baby mama issues as well. So I guess it makes sense as to why Corey was there. And Kat also came up with that correlation as well. She was like, well, now I get why he's here because, you know, I'm having the same issues with Ricky. So they pretty much talked it out. And he was like, he could see the growth in her and all this. Okay. So they go back to Chance and Dom. So Dr. Sheila was like, okay, so what's going on? Why did y'all miss y'all's group session? Why weren't y'all there? What are y'all doing? Okay. What are y'all doing? So Dunbar says they don't want to move forward with the process. They realize that they are truly in love. And dating other people is just not for us. That's what he said. Like, okay. We see why you want to leave. It's probably more you than Chance because, no, you know what? It might be both of y'all equally because y'all both kind of off. So, yeah, they both agree. They don't, pretty much, they said about 5 times. We just don't want to date other people. We just don't want to date other people. We just don't want to date other people. So what the fuck did y'all come on the show for? That could have been a seat for somebody else that's coming next episode. Okay, y'all just wasted time. Y'all just want to be on the show for 3 episodes, get y'all little 5-second fame, dip out. Y'all wasted our time. Okay, and y'all the ones really needed some help. Y'all one of the ones that needed some help. So then this nigga gonna say, I'm not depressed anymore. Dr. Sheila was like, oh, okay, so it's just gone. It's just not there anymore. I love her. He was like, I mean, what could he say? How the hell you not depressed and you don't know how, it's been a few days, I'm sure, a week, and you talking about you not depressed, nigga. Please get the fuck out of here, please. So Dr. Shirley was like, so what's not working with this process? Like, what's really going on here? So here goes Chance, child. You have to notice if a man isn't in the right mind frame and not submissive to God, he won't make a change. Da 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 da. I was just like, what are you even talking about? What? What are you talking about? Dr. Sheila was like, Dunbar, I feel like me and you we had a breakthrough. I felt like we had something going here last time. For a man to open up and be vulnerable like you did with me, I just can't believe that you want to do this. Like she said that a million times too. Like, I can't believe, I'm disappointed. I don't like that y'all trying to do this. Girl, if they want to go, let them niggas go, please. And Dr. Sheila was like, it's not about dating other people. It's about connecting. It's about, you know, the process, as they say over and over and over again. Dr. Sheila was like, you clearly told me that you don't trust her. So Chance looked at Dunbar like, you said that verbatim, or she put words in your mouth? I'm just like, okay, girl. But he didn't say that verbatim, but I guess the way that he did say it could give off, I don't trust her. Yeah, I guess it did. He didn't say it like, I don't trust her. He was just like, they did a flashback showing the session that he had when he was crying. He did say that he felt like he couldn't trust the fact that he wanted to tell her, but he didn't know how she was going to react. So he didn't say that like verbatim, but he did kind of say it. So I get where Dr. Peach is coming from. So Dr. Sheila was like, Chance, and you're betraying yourself. So Chance is like, how am I betraying myself? How? Yeah, let's take it there. Let's take it there. Let's take it there. I'm like, girl, dang. Calm down, sis. Okay, you acting like you ready to fight the doctor. Calm down, okay? Like, she really got ticked off by that betrayed word. She's like, how am I betraying myself by being with this man? I'm just like, girl, did nobody say nothing about you being with the man? So Dr. Sheila was just like, it's not about that. What I'm saying is you're betraying yourself because it's obvious red flags. Not red flags to the point where you need to flee, but red flags to the point where y'all got some shit that y'all need to work on. So y'all need some help. Ain't nothing wrong with a little therapy, child. So she was like, y'all don't want to put in the work? And Dr. Peach is like, well, this breaks my heart, This breaks my heart. This makes me upset. So they go back to the confessional with Chance and Dunbar. And Dunn is like, the process just made us uncomfortable. Like, why would I want to let my woman date someone else? Dating somebody else might be okay for everybody else, but it's not okay for us. So pretty much you just didn't like the fact that y'all had to date other people. That's all it was. Just say that, you didn't want to let Chance date other people. And Chance probably felt the same exact way, honestly, because they both have the same type of mentality. They both have that same controlling behavior. So, child, good luck. So, that was the end of the episode. So, I'm going to tell y'all the next episode, which is episode 4. We see that they're bringing in a new couple, and we're going to get introduced to them and see what their drama is about, child. So I'm excited to see who the new couple is, and hopefully they bring some spice like Chance and Dumb did, because they really were. They are kind of, no, they're not the most entertaining, but they definitely were the ones that we were looking at like, yeah, y'all got some issues, Kat and Ricky too. But anyway, I guess they all there because they got something that they need to work on. So I hope that y'all enjoyed me in this video, me shoot my shit, as I always say. I appreciate y'all for watching. I'm going to be here every week for a new upload when a new episode of Put a Ring on It comes on. So make sure that you hit your notifications bell and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank y'all for watching me. God bless.